like words are just words.
Yeah.
People could tell you anything and everything. They'll tell you everything. Like you said, at the beginning,
100%.
everyone's perfect and
Yeah.
this and that. But in my opinion, it takes about 2 years to really know someone.
I don't know. Do you ever really know someone? I don't know.
That's true, because sometimes even after the 2-year mark, things might not work out.
Time doesn't exist, there's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it, let's just call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T. Yo, what's up, P.O.T heads? I got a dope episode for you guys today. We got a fitness connoisseur right here. She's an advocate for health, and she's going to tell us about her journey. But before I keep going, I'm going to let her introduce herself.
All right. Well, my name's Andra. Health connoisseur, fitness connoisseur is a big title, but I appreciate it. Definitely been a journey, and it's still going, for sure. I've definitely been like a roller coaster my entire life.
Right.
But, you can learn from all the mistakes, and, I have definitely a good group of people around me to learn from, so that makes a huge difference, honestly.
So how did you embark on this journey?
So I guess I was always into sports when I was younger. I was a big tomboy.
Yeah.
My love of fashion and everything came later in life. I was always playing, basketball, baseball, football with the guys. So I was always active. My dad got me into Taekwondo when I was 6 years old. So
nice.
I did that. I practiced.
Yeah, I see you know how to throw really good kicks.
Yes. Brian can attest to that one. Right. So I did that for about 15 years, fully practicing. Went through my second degree black belt, and then I didn't go to my third because that's instructor phase. So I had to teach classes. I was in college. There was just no time to actually do everything. So
how many years did that take?
I got my second degree in high school at the end of my freshman year. So what was that, 8 years that I was practicing?
You must be a fast learner.
I try. I think it's a very underrated skill, but definitely I like to pick up things really quick. But yeah, middle school, high school, I did sports. I did volleyball, basketball. I did cheer and dance in middle school a little bit. I was always keeping myself active. Mm-hmm. But then, college hit, that freshman 15 that everyone talks about creeped up. I was working a lot, stress, all of that, not eating right, drinking. It was a whole bunch of things that got in the way. And then, you kind of have to take a step back, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, is this really what I want to do? So my sophomore year in college is when I started actually getting back to the gym. I had never lifted before, so I did get a trainer at Export. Because what I had always heard is, cut your calories, do a lot of cardio. And I had done a marathon in high school, and I had dropped weight because of that, but I didn't like how I looked. It was you're not toned when you just do cardio, right? Right. You don't get the same thing. It's the same effect from when you start lifting.
The body shape, right?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to do that. There's got to be a better way. So I had a really good trainer when I first started. But then he left to pursue other things. So I kind of bounced around a lot, which didn't really help. But then I had a couple better trainers in between that got me back on track. But yeah, I would always yo-yo. I just couldn't, life would happen and I'd stop being consistent. I'd stop watching what I was eating. And then it was just one thing after another. And then stress on top of it was a huge thing.
Yeah, that's always the big thing, right? The stress.
Yeah.
Because even if you put the work in, if you have the stress is heavier than everything else.
Oh, sometimes. 100%.
It depends too, right? It could be
work related, family, relationships. For some reason, in my opinion, relationship ones are the ones that.
Yeah, definitely had a little bit of that at that point. But yeah, it's definitely, I feel like stress affected every single part of my life. And it just like, it affects your mental capacity to handle a billion things. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm a person that like, I thrive in chaos. Maybe that's a bad thing, but there's always like so many things going on. Like I have a big family friend group. So we were always having get-togethers, birthdays, party celebrations. I had a full load in school. I was working like 2, 3 jobs while I was in college too. But that's kind of been like my life. Like high school, I did a bunch of things. College, I did a bunch of things. Even when I graduated, I was like working multiple jobs and then handling like family and friends and all that. But one big lesson was putting up boundaries. I was definitely a people pleaser. Yes.
That's important, right?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's really important. That's something that we often forget. Um, if you allow too many people in your life, or you allow too many things in your life, and you don't have those little boundaries, it just overflows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that just adds to the stress that one already probably has, and it doesn't allow you to, like you said, expand yourself.
Yeah.
I did see that you were in a wheelchair for some reason, or
Oh, so I did again, stress, huge impact. I was diagnosed with endometriosis.
what may I ask what that is?
Yeah, I will try to explain this more easily because sometimes like there's a lot of words I'm like I don't even understand what it is, but it's inflammation that occurs in like the pelvic area,
Mhm.
and it can develop kind of like cysts. I would like just like pockets of cysts that like shouldn't be like where they're growing.
Right, like a buildup of some type of protein or
Yeah,
something.
like not a buildup of protein. It's just like I should have Googled this, but
It's all right.
but it's certain inflammation, and it just like it affects you in certain ways. Like there's different stages of this. It can affect all areas of the body, not just the pelvic area. It is probably one of the top like 10 most painful chronic illnesses there is for
Oh
women out
wow.
there.
Right.
And I had issues for a long time. It was just a lot of pain, like every single day, chronic pain, and I could not take painkillers. I found out later on, like a few years ago, that I'm allergic to painkillers.
Oh
So
wow.
that's a fun one.
Whoa.
But it definitely affected me a lot. Like it was more strain on my body. I would crash some days and just like I would not be able to get out of bed.
Did you know you have this, or were they just?
I did not.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went to a couple different OBs. So this is more for the ladies. Definitely check your hormones. I can't express it enough. Like know where you're at, and especially like women hormones, like men too, like testosterone levels, things like that.
Right.
Check them and like advocate for yourself with your doctors. I kept getting the same answer over and over again, like just go on birth control. It's just a bad period, things like that. And it just wasn't that. And it took me going through, I think, about three doctors for my current one to say, hey, I think this is what you have. So we tried like a couple different courses of like birth controls, things like that. That's when I really started focusing on dropping the weight, because weight definitely affects inflammation in your body, and diet definitely. So this was back in 2022. Yeah. I'm like, COVID was a different era. Yeah, so 2022 we figured this out, and then I did about a year and a half of trying different treatments, and then we finally decided for surgery. So I had surgery in 23. I might be getting my years wrong, 2022 or 2023, one of those. And that honestly was a savior. Like they got everything out that was like affecting me. And since then, all my hormone levels are fine. My blood tests are great. Like no pain, like besides like a few days a month. Like my symptoms are very much subsided. So I'm like very blessed. I pray to God that it like keeps saying, because it could like, all the symptoms can reoccur. Like it's a chronic illness. It is what it is. But definitely like having someone that'll advocate for you and actually listen, like, hey, I know something's wrong. It's not just this. Like it really matters.
That's very important, right? Because it usually takes the right doctor to catch those things. And if you don't catch them, they could create a problem that you might not, be able to deal with later on in life or something. Which is very important what you said about, checking the, testosterone and the hormones and things, because we are a chemical beings, right?
Yeah.
Like we literally, this thing that we live in, it's like a machine, and you could, you don't put bat oil in a car, right? In a car engine, right? Or you don't put diesel in on a gasoline car, right? So that's how we work. And like you said, having those imbalances, whether it's hormones or testosterone, it throws people off, not only through your body, but mentally as well.
Yeah, like it's just, at one point, it's just like you're thinking to yourself, like, am I going crazy? Like, some of these people, right? Like, is it all in my head? But luckily, again, like, it's the people that you have around you. My mom's a doctor too. And during COVID, she actually made the switch to functional medicine, which is more on hormone levels, like getting down to the actual like root cause of everything that's wrong with you. And so, of course, as your child, I was the guinea pig for like a couple like different things. And that was when we first saw that like I was having some hormone level issues. I'm like, okay. So then like that just helped me better advocate for myself with my new doctor and be like, hey, this is everything that we did. Can you please tell me what's wrong with me? So,
does diet help that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Diet's a huge influence.
How did you manage your diet now?
So I definitely took quite a few things out. Like I don't touch soda anymore. Like I'll have like a little sip here and there. I know.
I'm the same way. That's why I'm like.
Thank you. Like I don't know. There's been like different times where I've just said, okay, I'm not gonna eat this or I'm not gonna drink this, and it's very, I don't know, it's a mind game. So it's just like, okay, once I said it, it's like done. Like it's fine. So soda's been out of my diet. I don't really eat that many sweets. Like sometimes, like I will say, like I do like ice cream. I do love, but I do limit it now. I used to have ice cream like all the time. I love it. Oh, it's my favorite. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's
everything
okay to
in
have
moderation.
An indulgence, right? Here and then.
Like there's, other like baked goods that I have, at a birthday or like holidays, stuff like that. I'll let myself indulge. But I've cut out certain carbs or grains, like, the whole sourdough cake that everyone's doing. It does have some truth. It does have truth. Like it's 3 ingredients if you buy like the right one. So
like making it yourself?
Yeah, my friend has started making it actually. So I'm gonna start buying from her. I'm gonna start getting it from her. But no, it's like the diet change was definitely looking at ingredient lists. Like the shorter the list, like I'll go for that. If I see a list on like
it has like a whole
my God, yeah, I'm just like, nope, I'll put that back on the shelf.
Right, because some of that stuff we don't know what it is.
I know. Like, there's like so many words. I'm like, if I can't pronounce it,
Asparus, blue, 35. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
this thing's like, brown. Like, why is it blue?
It just sucks because I'll eat whatever I want when I travel to Europe. But here, I can't do the same thing. Here, I feel it. Like, I feel the inflammation. I feel, like, my my knees hurt or something.
Yes,
I'm just like,
yes.
it's not fair.
Right, right. Because I eliminated like sugar like
Mm-hmm.
years ago. Like I think I got like 8 years without sugar.
Wow.
I mean,
Very nice.
here and then I'll have like a little pop or something.
Just gotta enjoy yourself a little
Sometimes,
bit.
right?
Yeah.
Like you have to, or you get tempted for a little donut. But you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes people bring donuts or something. You're like,
Hey, I was with my girlfriends last night, and I definitely like had a little bit of each dessert that was on the table, so it was too good to pass up.
Right, and when you do it like that, it's better, right?
Yeah.
But you do feel the inflammation when you eat too much bread
Mm-hmm.
or sugar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's because our bodies, the way we process things,
Mm-hmm.
we're meant for certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, in my opinion, I'm not gonna say that's the absolute truth, but we're meant for certain foods.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, you know, meats and proteins are good for you. Vegetables are good for you. All that stuff is good
Yeah.
for you. I mean, you're not vegan, are you? Or
No, I like my meat.
Yeah.
I like chicken. I do eat a lot of steak, beef. I definitely saw that. Iron is good for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because eventually you come to an age where you start realizing that the food is really what's making you.
Yeah, 100%. Every trainer, every health guru, doctor, whatever that says it's mostly diet and then exercise, it's 100% true. I could work out as much as I want, and if I'm eating like crap, it doesn't make a difference. And I definitely went through that. I was like, I'll just burn the calories, and it's a never-ending cycle. You can't catch up.
Right, because they even say that like even fasting is good.
Yeah. I've tried implementing like a 3-day fast once a month. I actually got it from one of my friends. He was talking about it on another podcast that he was on. And then I started doing it once a month, and sometimes it's hard.
I don't know if I could do 3 days.
The last one I did, I was kind of dying on the third morning. I was like, oh my God, 12 more hours left. I can't do it.
I think the longest I've done it is probably 20 hours or maybe like about 24 hours.
Okay. Start with a day and then just add like another 12 hours every single time.
I know this might sound weird, but don't you feel like some of your senses are more like, right?
Yeah, some of other things like start heightening, like because you don't. I don't know. For me, the first day is always the hardest. That's where like I feel the hunger, and then after that, it's
when you get past it, right?
Yeah, it's the first 24 hours. Once you get past that, it's like
and then you get like a surge of energy out of nowhere because it might be your body's like, yo, we need to survive.
Yeah, your body's like using all the fat and all the bad stuff and getting rid of it. So it's
that's really what it is, right? Because again, the way we process things, our body is it's like a really dope machine in here. You put stuff in your mouth, food, whatever, it takes what it needs, vitamins and this and that, and then you know your toxin, you must get rid of the toxins. Yeah. Right? Like that's why water is always good to be drinking water and things like that. As far as like staying hydrated, do you do anything special?
So I feel like before I used to drink enough water, but then I did the 75 hard program twice. And that's when I realized I actually wasn't drinking enough water for like if I was working out consistently and like doing everything that I was supposed to, because now I need to have my gallon of water every single day, or else I feel like my throat's dry. I feel the dehydration. But yeah, that one definitely put some more habits with how much I was drinking. Because I mean, so I have like now like my big like jug and it's 40 ounces, so I fill that thing up like 3 times a day, and I'm like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, because growing up, you don't get taught that much. Well, I mean,
no, not really.
Yeah, because my culture, our food is like fat but it's good. You know, you smell it from 3 miles away, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Do you know how to cook and things like that?
Yes, I've tried to learn as much as I can from my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was the one like always at home. She was the one cooking for us. And a lot of Romanian foods. There's like certain ones that I still have to practice because I've only done it a couple of times, and it's things that we eat more for the holidays. But I do like to cook. I do like to try new recipes, like throw things in there. I'm like, let's see what pops up.
I think cooking is fun.
It is. I will say sometimes, like when I'm actually on top of my meal prepping, I try and do the simplest things so that I'm like, all right, I have my protein, I have my veggies, like I'm done. Like, so just so I can do it quickly, because I usually have like a bunch of other things going on. So I'm like, I can't like, take my time and try a new recipe. Like, oh, let me make this sauce and all this stuff. But, there's some good ones out there that I can do in like 15 minutes. And it's like, all right, done. And it does help when I've been working from home. But now that I have to, get my butt back to the office, it's a little harder to do that.
What's a good Croatian dish that you would recommend?
Romanian dish?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, this is hard. So we do have a lot of like soups, and I guess stews is the closest translation I can think of for one of them. But I'll say for the holidays and for like birthdays and things, we have the sarmale, which is meat wrapped in cabbage leaves. And then like the cooking process, it's like covered with like the good fatty meats like bacon, like pork and all that. Like the meat inside, we mix pork with beef, or like, depending on what everyone likes. And then, yeah, that you have, and it's like just cooked in the stove for, a couple hours. It's supposed to just like melt in your mouth when you have it. It's like covered in cabbage. And then you have that with, usually you have it with like mamaliga, which is, English word, polenta. I want to say it's cornmeal. I might be wrong on that, but it's like, it almost looks like cornbread, but it's not cornbread.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the English word is polenta. I think if you look it up, you'll see it. And then you add some like feta cheese on there, and then some sour cream on top of the sarmale, which is your little cheat.
That sounds really good, to be honest.
It's delicious. So I've learned how to make that from my grandma and my dad.
For real?
So yes, it's definitely, if you do it like by hand from the beginning, like you're grinding the meat yourself. Like we have a little grinder too.
Oh,
like we go.
My mom used to have one of those. It's like this big. You put it on the, and then you just
and then you just like, I was doing that this Christmas. I don't know. I feel like some things should be kept traditional. Like there's another like sweetbread that I learned how to make, and now like this one I've been doing myself for the last like few years.
Oh, nice.
Because I need to know how to make it. Like my grandma's getting older. But yeah, that one, like my dad keeps saying we can buy a mixer, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm going to knead the dough by hand. Like I'm going to do this for 40 minutes because it's going to come out how I want it. I don't want to like change it and add technology. Technology is good. I'm not saying it's not, but some things I like tradition.
But that's like the fun part of making food, right? Like something about when you're cutting the things up, the vegetable, whatever, the meat.
Yeah.
And then you put it together and you throw it on the pan, that sizzle, and then like you making it, and then the end product, fun. And then you sit down and like, wow, I just made this.
I know. And it's something that like, just like my grandma passed it down to me, like I would love to pass it down to my kids and be like, I can just picture it like before Christmas, like, all right, who's going to pour in like the milk? Who's going to pour in the eggs? Like whatever. And like, I have that vision in my head whenever that happens, God's timing and all that. But yeah, I'm just like, what? We're going to leave it like that.
Yeah, because those are the things that society's kind of like losing a bit. And, because those passed on traditions of a well cooked meal like that, things like that, they're not really passed on that much anymore. You don't see that
Yeah.
much anymore for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's hard, and like it's like I'm very happy that, I mean, most of my family, like blood relatives, are in Romania still.
Okay. Do
we
you
do
go over there often?
Yeah. We used to travel almost every other year or every year when I was younger, and then we took a little break just to, see other countries. But I was there, and then COVID happened, so took a little break there too. But I was there 2 years ago. Yeah, right before the Euro Cup, because we went to go see Romania play Ukraine
wow.
in Munich. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I did
bucket
kind of see
list.
some of that on your page. Like that must have been super dope. Like at the stadium right there, everybody yelling.
Yeah, nothing compares to a soccer game in Europe.
Nope, not that. There's like some weird energy that gets built, right?
It's crazy, and everyone, like, no matter if like you're on opposite sides, like we had people cheering for the Ukrainian team that were coming up, like they were sharing drinks with us. We were like clapping, we were cheering. Everyone has like the huge flags, like Romania. Apparently we had gotten tickets for like the opposite side, so we weren't on Romania's side. Oops. But there was like huge flags and everyone was cheering. I mean, I bought everyone like our flags so that we could like have them around too. All of us like had our jerseys on. It was, oh my God, it was amazing. And I've been to soccer games here. It's just not the same. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, because it's a smaller community here that watches soccer.
You played soccer before too?
Oh, for fun.
Oh, okay.
I've played for fun. I did not play on a team. Taekwondo was like, my sport that took up most of my time. So
I used to play soccer like a lot.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My legs were like they used to be, but then I picked up basketball.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, so after your when you were on the wheelchair, so how long did it take you to get back and like into your flow of?
So surgery happened, and then it was. The next couple of days were pretty rough. I thought like I could just, if I was just laying down, I could just go back to work. Like I could do whatever. I didn't have to take days off. But I literally got home and I was like, I can't move right now. I can't, like, I was so tired. I was probably drowsy still from the anesthesia. Like I said, I couldn't take any pain meds. Like they gave me whatever tramadol, but I was starting to have like a allergic reaction to it. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna leave these here. So it was a lot of rest that first week. I sometimes jump a little too far ahead. And I'm like, yes, I can like just get back up and like start going back to normal. This definitely humbled me. I could not walk more than like a block without getting completely tired. I definitely was not walking my dog because I have a German Shepherd Husky, so he's a big boy. So definitely, like if he saw a squirrel, I'd just be like, he'd be dragging me like down the road. So I couldn't walk him for probably about a month, just because I couldn't like strain myself to pull, because the surgery is kind of similar to like where they do for the appendix. So like I have the incisions on like both sides and then like through the belly button. So like my core was just like I could not brace myself.
Right.
I had to wait. I think I lifted at my friend's gym probably 2 months out, and it was still very light. Like I don't think I could do a hip thrust very well. Like I was probably doing the bar and I don't know, maybe like 25s on top. And I'm like, nope, I can't do this. Like this hurts. So it was a very, very slow recovery process, but I'm glad I took my time with it because I didn't want to injure myself. I've injured myself so many times and not paid attention to recovery, which is another tip. Pay attention to your injuries. Because when you get older, it's a lot harder to fix them. Like I have 2 herniated discs. I've probably sprained everything in my body. I've have a torn patella in my left knee. I've dislocated my wrist.
Wow.
And yes, everything I did not. My back, I actually went to physical therapy and my chiropractor. I took care of, working on that one. But no, with the surgery, yeah, it was 6 months. It was 6 weeks to 8 weeks of full recovery before I was actually like starting to get back to a little bit normal.
Right,
I'm like,
and I'm pretty sure it must have been hard with the dog because they don't understand.
I
But like
know.
dogs are like, oh man,
Oh, Simba.
they're like family. Man.
Oh,
Like,
he was sitting next to me the entire time, no matter where I was. Like, he's not a cuddly dog, but he knows when you're sick or like when you're not feeling well. Like that's when he's like, he had his head on my lap, he had his paws on me, like he was making sure like I was okay. He did not leave my side. Like he didn't even like going out with my dad or my brother when he had to go out. I was like, oh, you're loyal. You're loyal to me. You love me. You love me.
There's like a connection that happens, right, with dogs. I guess it could be also with cats, but like mainly, in my opinion, more like dogs. There's a weird connection that happens with you. They feel you and you feel them, and there's this unconditional love.
Oh, 100%.
Right, it's so unconditional. You might find a human that might be as loving as that, but there's always something. There's always something behind it, right? But
humans get to choose who they love and when they love. It's a choice, and they can leave you at any point. But a dog, I feel like once they choose you, is like they're human.
Right.
They're loyal to their last day.
Yeah,
honestly.
I also think that with like age, the capacity of love, it depending on the person, but what you said right now, like it's really on the point. Some humans do pick who they want to love or when they want to love, and then just leave out of nowhere, right? But
yes.
I think that as a person, when you grow and you build yourself up, or you working on yourself, I'm sorry, you recognize that you have to let it be natural, and you have to have that capacity of if you're gonna give someone your time and your love, it's better if you mean it, rather than just you're trying to get something for yourself, because that's that picking. And I don't think like real love. I think it's more like it picks you, and your actions of how you are with that person is what allows it to grow. But that I think it takes time for someone to.
Yeah. We're talking relationships now. No, I feel like there's definitely, you have to be open to being in a relationship, whether that's like, romantic partner, friends, family. Like, I feel like it kind of goes overall. You have to choose to be in it. Like, it's not love is a choice. It's not a feeling. Feelings, like, I can be mad at you today and just leave and be like, what, screw this. But actually choosing to stay in the ups and the downs, I think that's what people are missing nowadays. Like, I have seen so many relationships like throughout my years, because I'm so wise. I like, everyone goes through that like honeymoon phase, 3-6 months, everyone's on their best behavior, everyone's putting their best foot forward. And then, reality hits. It's like, wait, I can't keep being happy every single day. Like, life happens, we all are going to suffer a loss in our life at some point. Whether, we lose family, a friend, we lose a job, finances, like anything can happen, health issues. And then as soon as something gets hard, it's like, wait, no, I can't do this. And I feel like a lot of people get in that bubble, and it's like, if you actually, but then they'll say like, oh, I want commitment, I want a family, I want all this stuff. But if you want all that, you have to actually put the work
into it, right? Your actions have to,
like
words. That's why like words are just words.
people could tell you anything and everything. They'll tell you everything. Like you said, at the
100%.
beginning, everyone's perfect and
Yeah.
this and that. But in my opinion, it takes about 2 years to really know someone.
I don't know. Do you ever really know someone? I don't know.
That's true, because sometimes even after the 2-year mark, things might not work out.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the words, right?
Mhm.
What I've come to realize is you always have to be transparent. Be
Yeah.
transparent all the time. The person you're meeting today
Mhm.
is the person you're gonna know 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change. I might change in some of my stances, or my, what I do and this and that.
Mhm.
But who I am is always gonna be the same person.
Yeah.
That's what I'm shooting for when I meet someone,
Mhm.
And I think that should be the way. Be transparent. Be really you. Don't But again, it takes age and time and discipline.
You have to be open to it. Like you said, you have to. It does take time. You have to be willing to put in that time. I feel like, but yeah, like people don't. You have to be able to accept a person as they are. Like you said, yeah. Some things may change. Obviously, like you have to be open to different ideas and different viewpoints, and there's some things on a higher level that can change, but like deep down, like your values, your character, things like that, that's gonna pretty much stay, especially at a
It
certain
should always
age.
be the same.
Yeah,
Right.
like you're not really gonna change what you care about, how you act with people. It's kind of like that thing with I feel like people use this example with money. Money is just going to what's the word? my words don't work. It's just going to magnify your values and character. Like if you're just because you make money doesn't mean that if you were miserable when you didn't have money,
Right.
you're not going to be miserable when you have the money. Like those things are going to like follow you. Like if you don't know how to treat a person before you have money, you're not going to know how to treat a person after you make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And if your view of women is only like, oh, I'm just trying to get something like from them, or whatever, you're never gonna create a relationship.
Yeah.
Or a real relationship. And again, I think that comes with age and acknowledgement of your own mistakes, because sometimes people get off of a relationship and like, that person is their fault, they fucked me over, but I in the long run you have to recognize that you were in that relationship as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you allowed them in your life as well, so it's all your fault at the long run. 1% is them, 90% is you.
100%. I definitely had that revelation a little bit after my last relationship. I was definitely like, I went through the stages. I was angry. I had resentment. I was like, screw this. Like, but one thing I never held anyone to another person's mistakes. That I've held true. I was mad at like certain things and resented certain people, but like what person A did to me like 20 years ago or 10 years ago is not going to follow to someone that I meet now.
Exactly. Right.
And that's like any kind of relationship, friend, partner, anything. Because it's not fair. Like
that's also hard to do, right?
Yeah, a lot of people, they'll keep everything like, oh, this guy screwed me over, so every single guy is gonna do the same thing. And it's like, you have to, like you said, it's an internal process.
Oh man, I'm so glad we're talking about. I'm so glad we're talking about this for real.
This took a lot of years to like really think and like get out of the victim mentality and get out of like, oh my God, it's everyone else's fault that like life is going one way or not. Like I've had financial issues, I've had health issues, I've lost people in my life. Like I've gone through a lot of stages. it's definitely like you have to make that mental switch, or you're just gonna keep being in that stage of like, why is everything happening to me? I'm like, well, okay, let me think. I had money issues because I helped so and so. At the end of the day, it was my choice. And like it was reframing, my mind, be like, you know what? Puts people in our lives for a certain reason. Maybe he put this person in my life because they were the ones that actually needed help. Like I know because of my faith, I'm gonna figure it out. No matter what, like I had money issues, I went out and figured out temp job, do this, like everything is gonna get covered. I know that. But maybe I was the way out for someone else. So it was really reframing of like, it's not happening to me. I'm maybe something good for someone else. So it took time.
Yeah,
I went through my angry stage for sure.
There's a lot of points that you touched on, and like that I actually really agree with. The one about carrying over the mistakes of others that you've had in your life. That's another thing that is hard to do.
Yeah.
Because you hold the standards of someone else's mistakes to the new person, and now you're like holding this person to those standards, and it's like it's not fair to them.
Yeah.
Right, and they might not even know that that's what you're thinking. That's another weird thing about the dynamic of being able to speak to someone. I think it's important to always be transparent and to always communicate. You have to always communicate. Tell me what you're thinking. I'm not gonna guess everything. Eventually, we might be able to read each other's minds, but I won't be able to guess everything.
Yeah, I think I like how you put being transparent, not being honest. I actually saw a little like podcast clip on Instagram about this. Like being transparent is just, there's a difference. Like being honest is like I can say, "Oh, I'm just going to go out tonight." I'm not lying about anything, but being transparent is, "Hey, I'm going to go out with this person, like," and it's just like a respect thing. It's like adding the little details that you don't really think about, but at the end of the day, how would you feel if you didn't have those details too? But people don't like, it takes time. Like it's just, you have to be willing to like do that internal healing to actually get to that point. And again, yeah, definitely communication is key. We can't read each other's minds. I forget that sometimes too. I'm like, you should know me by now. Like, what am I doing? Like, you know, I'm sarcastic, but like, I didn't mean it this way.
Right.
But yeah, definitely.
But that's why, like, I give myself, like, if I meet someone, you know, I would give myself like 2 years to be like, okay, I really know this person. I know everything about them. And if you bring something new to me now, I'm like, now there's gonna be problems, you know. And so that's why I'm like, from the beginning, just be yourself. Just be exactly who you are at all times. And if that's who you are, I'm always gonna like that, right? I'm always gonna be the same to you. But not everyone does that. People put a facade that they want others to see, and then within time, truth always comes out.
It does. It does. Like, I mean, it's understandable though. Like you want to put your best foot forward. You want to show them like, hey, this is the best that I can be, but it's just not sustainable. You're not at 100% every single day.
Right. It I guess it's okay first week. It's just be, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's have some fun. Let's get to know each other, you know, in a good way. But just, you know, in my opinion, you know, because relationships can be hard, you know, and sometimes you could invest years into a relationship. And like you said, that's that part. That was the important part you said. Some people just choose to just leave.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what?
I know.
I just spent all this time, all what?
I know. And like it's hard because we have so many therapists and so many talk shows and so many gurus that like say, well, the guy thinks this way, the girl thinks this way, this is the reason, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, sometimes I just want to shut all that out because everyone's like saying, oh, you have to play this game, you have to manipulate this way to get like someone to do what you want. You have to do X, Y, and Z to get someone to like stay in your life. I think it's that like influence too that makes us like do all these certain things, and then you come up with all the styles. Like there's, I don't know, one I've heard a lot lately is like the avoidance style. Like that's the person that will be happy with you, nothing's wrong, everything's great, and then random time be like, nope, I'm gone. Like, wait, what? I just like, I don't like. I think the fact that we've like labeled so many things, it like puts so many different ideas in our heads of how we're supposed to actually be, and then we forget just be you. Honestly, like
Right.
maybe it's stupid, maybe it's cliche, like I don't know, but
It-
I can
no,
only
no,
be
no.
me at the end of the day. Like I can't be anyone else.
Like, wow, it's so true. Like I agree with you like so much because I'm like I said, I'm glad we're talking about this because this subject to me is like, you know, it's pretty important because sometimes you know, I've been in relationships, you know, right now I'm not in a relationship because I'm like, let me take my time, and if I do meet the right person, then whatever. But this is what I will implement if I were to meet someone. This is what I would do. Meet you. I'm gonna be transparent with you. This is who I am. You know, we're gonna be good. And then, but I'm always gonna be transparent. I'm always gonna ask you, have some type of communication with you at all times. I'm not always gonna be, hey, what you're thinking, because that's gonna get, that's a little like, okay, all right, dude. But because that whole psychological game that we all play, we do it without even knowing sometimes, and that's a part of being human, right? And that goes back to the hormones, testosterone, because when you're a young guy, your testosterone doesn't let you think. And that's what leads you to make so many mistakes. So many mistakes.
You know, you're young. You can make mistakes when you're young. Hopefully, you just learn it from them.
That's what I mean, right? With age,
yeah,
you create this better thinking of who you allow in your life.
Yeah.
Right? And that goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah. I think everyone just needs to remember that to give each other grace, actually. My friend uses this word a lot. Like, everyone has to give each other grace. We don't know what everyone's going through every single day. And, like, I say stupid things sometimes. Sometimes I'm too sarcastic. Sometimes I'm too mean. And it's just like, you know, there's different things, like how I was raised, the culture. Like, sometimes I can't just say something in a nice way. I'm just like very more straightforward, and it just comes out not the best. And it's like, I need people to call me out on that too and be like, hey, this didn't sound nice. Like, this sounded like, this is how I took that. But people don't do that. Like, I know I'm one of those people. Like, sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna like push this aside. Like, I don't really, like, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Right.
But yeah, it's giving that leniency. It's letting people actually be human and be like, hey, you're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and not just like jumping at the first time you do something that I don't like. All right, bye. Like,
there needs to be redemption.
Yeah, exactly.
Redemption is an important thing, because if you're just going to give up on me right away, and, you know, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We could have just not done this from the beginning. You know, that's another thing. Like, don't lead people into things either, because, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna, I was gonna say something, but anyway.
No, say it, be open, whatever.
Well,
we're
okay,
sharing. I'm being very open right now.
So my last relationship, I thought, you know, I was doing all that transparency, communication, and that, and I think it was like that avoidance thing you were saying, that everything was good, and I don't know where one day it was just like, nope.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
what did I do? I at least want to know what I did, you know, because I'm, the way now I'm living life is I I want to acknowledge the mistakes and I want to fix them because I don't want to carry those things and go to the next relationship and make those same mistakes again, or it's like doing karate, right? If you do the wrong move and no one tells you, you're going to continuously do that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I took away from that is like, even if you think you're doing the right thing, the best thing, you still somehow.
Yeah, that one's hard. I feel like in those situations, the best you can do is, or at least this is what like I did, and I kind of keep this idea with everyone in my life. If I'm doing everything I can on my end to, be the good girlfriend, be the good friend, be the good daughter, be like whatever to you, and I've put my all in and I know that I've like done everything that I can, then you know what, it is what it is. And I can't like sit here and try and figure out your side if you're not telling me. And so sometimes you just gotta just let things go and be like, all right, this wasn't meant to be. God has a different plan for me. So I have, my faith has carried me through a lot of things. So, yeah, I definitely, again, it goes back to God puts people in our lives for a reason. And you just got to try and take whatever lesson from each thing, whether it has a good outcome, bad outcome, and just keep pushing forward.
Yeah,
it was one of those things that I did like in my angry, resentful stage of my life. I definitely kept thinking about things that happened in the past, and I kept bringing up the past. I still do that sometimes. Like again,
it's
not
normal.
perfect.
I think it's normal. It's allowed. But just when there's no redemption.
Yeah.
Over it.
It's just like holding on to like the grudges in the past. Like that has to be let go. And it's like, all right, you know what? It is what it is. It happened. It sucks. Definitely have the feelings. Like yell, vent, cry, eat a tub of ice cream. I don't know.
Work out. That's
work
what
out.
I did.
Like do whatever. Like stress. Like go. Like whatever I'm like super in my head, I'll do. Like I'll take a long drive. Like I'll just drive down Lake
something
Shore.
Something about drives, right? I sometimes do it without music or nothing, and it just let my thoughts just go out into the world.
That's like do what you need to do, like and then kind of move on. Because the more you hang on to it, it drains you.
Yeah.
It adds stress. It affects your health. Like it's a cycle.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what causes this is people thinking they have control.
Yeah.
You don't have control. No one, like literally the only control you have is as far as your hands go.
100%. And we forget that.
That's all you could control. You could only control what's in here.
Yeah.
What's in here, and whatever you could reach.
Very well said. Yeah, 100% agree. And I think, we try and control every little thing in our life, but it's just not, it doesn't work that way. Like you said, you can only control what you do, and that's it.
Yeah, because when you expect something to happen a certain way and it doesn't happen,
it's like, oh man,
that's when the problems come. Going with faith, what's your faith?
So I'm Orthodox Christian. Most Romanians, Eastern Europeans, that side follow the Orthodox Church, but I was baptized in the Orthodox Church. Right before I turned 1, because that's the tradition. And then, we have the Romanian Orthodox Church. Actually, it's close to here. Wait, I might be getting my directions wrong. It's right off of Peterson and
Oh, yeah, that is-
California, so it's kind
There's
of
play- yeah.
close. But yeah, so it's a huge community there. I don't go to church as often as I should. But you know, my faith is more on a personal level of I pray every day, I talk to God every day. I read scripture. I got my new Bible like just last year, and I've been trying to go through and really understand certain parts. I have not read it full, but it's a goal. But I do like listening to certain podcasts. I like listening to like other people and like seeing how their faith is. I feel like I get more from the experiences that other people have had with their faith and like how it's changed and things like that, more than, you know, the very strict religious practice of go to church, confession, communion, and all that stuff. I appreciate, like, I'm very traditional, like I said, and the Orthodox Church keeps to tradition, and there's a lot of symbolism, and I love that. But sometimes I don't think there's one way that you can have a relationship with God. I think it's definitely more personal.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because hold on, I gotta one of my questions you already answered.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you.
I was thinking ahead. I know what you're thinking. Yeah.
We're already like reading each other's mind. But yeah, something about I was gonna ask you if you prayed, and you said you do, and I prayed. I don't really follow a religion. I do believe in God. I've read the Christian Bible. I know about the Quran. I know about the, but I just feel that when you go through life, there's certain instances that we all go through that makes you connect to that higher energy. And that's when you either recognize the energy and you're like, that was God.
Yeah.
The reason why all this happened, that was God. I don't know what it was, but that was God. You could either do that or be like, I was just lucky. Right?
Yeah.
Because some people choose not to believe, but I do believe that there is energy that we all have access to, and it's through prayer or meditation, or when I pray, I used to pray to ask for things, and I got away from that.
Okay.
So now I'm just thankful. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. And I think it's important to have that.
I definitely agree. Yeah. I like how you said how you switch from asking to being thankful. I think I've seen more recently like that kind of, at least, my Instagram reels and all that, like my algorithm is like keeps changing for me. But that shift of going from just asking for things, because usually, even when it's explained, like when you ask God for something, he's not going to give you exactly what you ask for. Like, I remember one time I prayed for patience, because sometimes I'm not that patient. I've, again, imperfect. And he didn't give me patience. He gave me the opportunities to challenge myself to become patient. So
I like how you put that.
Yes, that
Whoa.
is what happened every single time. So now I definitely agree with just saying, thank you for putting this opportunity in front of me, because it's pushed me to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I get, a little shy and nervous being on camera. This opportunity came up and it was like, hey, my goal has been to push myself out of my comfort zones. Okay, yep, I'm going to go on a podcast. Like, okay. It's just like, either taking the opportunity that's given to you or, you're just going to keep being in that cycle of, well, I asked for this, why hasn't it happened? I asked for this, why hasn't it happened? And it's like, the opportunity's been shown to you. It's right here. You just have to actually take it.
That's so like amazing you said that, because that's what happened. You pray for it, and it doesn't come the way you think it's gonna come. It comes so meta that you might not even catch it sometimes. You might miss it. You might, I want this, whatever. And well, not this, but I would like this opportunity for this. And then someone will come and somehow, some way, hey, would you want to do this? And you're like, oh, what the? And that either you catch it or you don't. And if you don't, then there goes your blessing that you were supposed to have somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the reason why you're here, because your message is like, you have a lot of wisdom in your words, and that's pretty. I didn't know. I this is our first time meeting you, but there's a lot of wisdom in how you choose to your words and things, which is very important, right? Because especially with that, what we were talking about, relationships, I think that's so important for people to know about those things. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's so weird that through prayer in this world that's like literally nothing, but then you think of something and it makes something appear. I know that sounds weird, but like someone thought about this and then just appeared. Someone made it.
No, I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, it's just, again, like it's like you're saying, it's just the more you have to believe. I feel like you have to believe in something. I'm not saying you have to believe in God or whatever you choose to do, but I feel like believing in something, having faith, is the thing that pushes us to, come up with technology, like do everything that we do. And I don't know, it's a very interesting dynamic, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but it changes you. You either let it influence you and like push you in certain ways in life, and it's not gonna, but it's also but it's also, you have to accept that it's not gonna happen on your time.
Control.
Like, let go.
Right.
You have to let go.
I want this. Where is it? You can't do that. It's
and sometimes it pushes you. It really tests your limits.
And it sort of brings back a little point that you said earlier. You have to put the work in. Where there's a relationship that you're gonna choose to be in a relationship, you have to put that work in. You want to be healthy and fit, you have to put. It's not just gonna happen. You're not just gonna sit and then you're gonna be like, oh, look at this,
It's not just asking, like, God, I want this. Can you please give it to me? It's, again, actions over words, always.
And that's why I went from asking to thanking. Where I was
that's huge.
I would say I want the opportunity for this and that, and then it would happen, and I was like, whoa, thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for. And so when I start my prayers, I just say thank you for the opportunities and the things you put before me to learn from. That's how I start. Because everyone in your life is there to teach you something. What is it? What is it? I don't know. What are you going to teach me? I don't know. How to kick? Maybe.
It's just, I feel like being open to it is the first step. Because if you're closed off and you're not ready to, like, accept that there's some not that there's something out there, but just being open to trying new things, seeing things in a different perspective. Like, you need that openness to actually be like, all right, maybe there's something there. Huh.
Yeah. And that's that I became a believer because something in my life happened where I was like, man, I should have died. That something made this something got me through this mountain. What was it?
That's crazy. What happened? Do you want to share?
Well,
now I'm going to ask you questions.
There's a few of them. One time, I was a kid. I was a little rascal. I don't have brothers or sisters, so I'm like the only one. So I got away with a lot of things. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that till now, but I used to leave the house late, come back at my own time. I come from a single parent home. So one time I was walking and it was like 3 a.m. I used to live by Homo Park, and there was a lot of gang violence and stuff going on. And so there was this one side of the gangs are on this side, there's another side, and they're all like talking smack to each other, throwing things at each other, bottles, and I have to go right through the middle because my house is right on like 4 or 5 buildings down that way. Like I literally have to go through it. And as all this commotion is happening, this old lady comes out. She's like, I need to go through too. Come on, let's pretend you're my son. I'm like, okay. And I grabbed her arm, like she put, like her arm over me, and I'm like walking like a gentleman, and I'm walking with her. We pass right through the gangbangers, talking smack. I think they're about to start shooting soon, and we just passed right through it. And then she's like, okay, my house is over there. And she like literally walked away. I walked to my house. I'm like, what was that? Who was she?
That's crazy.
And I remember when I made it home, my mom's Bible was on the thing. It wasn't open or anything. And I saw it and I was like, whoa. Was it God? Was it just a coincidence? And little by little, I started recognizing that energy, that sometimes there's something that's outside of us that guides us, that wants you to do good things. But your actions, because one thing I say, and I'm sorry that I'm going a little too long. No. I'm going long-winded right here. But one thing I say is, God doesn't know your words. God knows your heart.
Okay. I like that.
And I think that's how humans work too. Or we should work. I could tell you whatever I want, but eventually you're really going to see what's really in here, because the truth always comes out.
I definitely agree with that one. Truth always comes out no matter what. But I like how you put it. God doesn't know your words. He knows your heart. I remember that. That's a good takeaway from today.
So on that note, I did do a video from your page.
Oh God. Okay.
Hopefully you like it. So we're gonna watch that right now. And I've been having so much fun. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you actually decided to do this.
This has been really fun. It's a new experience. This is 2026 for me. Is a lot of new stuff. So this is just one of the many. I gotta believe it. It's one of the many. God's pushing me out there.
So here we go. This is the video.
I told him I would be alright, it's only life. If I get what I was working for, don't be surprised. That explains all of the missed calls and no replies. I'm only here to win, you get what you put in. I told him I would be alright, it's only life. I was working for. Don't be surprised, that explains all of the missed calls and no replies. I'm only here to win, you get what you put in. Why you working so hard in this hot summer? I'm trying to turn nothing into wonders. You just never know, this could be the last one roll. So I'ma take a couple more puffs. Now that's what's up, the air is so pleasing. The night just keeps teasing, but oh well, that's too bad for the overachievers. For the non-believers, here's something you can touch while you fan your hands to the dust. But to my real it's only life if I get what I was working for. Don't be surprised, that explains all of the missed calls and no replies. I'm only here to win, you get what you put in.
Nice. Took all the phases of the journey in there.
Yeah.
From surgery on. And now we just got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely still yo-yoing a little bit, but at least we're yo-yoing in the right direction. We keep going up.
That last kick is like, whoa, that would knock anyone out.
See, now this is where you have to work on the speed, because pulling a tornado kick out in the middle of
A fight.
that, I was just like, oh, is this possible?
Were you ever in like when they do, sometimes they have events?
So I did a couple tournaments when I was like still practicing. And I did mostly, I would do form and board breaking, but I did do sparring once, and that was an experience. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
it was fun, but like my one thing with Taekwondo is that there's like certain rules. You can't always, like, there's certain rules with like where you can kick and things like that. Like sometimes you can't. Sometimes depending
point based.
Yeah, so sometimes depending on the like who's hosting the competitions, you couldn't like kick to the head. You like, it was basically just like chest area that you could actually hit. So it's like, wait, I want to kick really high, and like that'll get them right away. But I mean, we always practice sparring like in the dojang. So I got that. I tried a little bit of Hapkido there too. And then that's why I started like I joined UFC, because I was like, I want to get into other styles. So did the boxing, Muay Thai. Like I've been training with, I think I've done sessions at least with most of the coaches at UFC. They all have like something different. So that's why I'm like, okay, what can I learn from all of them?
Right.
And it's fun. But I love my kicking. It's so fun.
Like, I get to watch a lot of fights, and so seeing a lot of fighters and being able to see people with different styles, and I know for sure that your kick is like.
I definitely, even when I wasn't practicing or training with anyone, I definitely still like practicing my kicking. Just like bag work. It's not the same because there's a lot of tension in the bag, so you can't like follow through. Like I can't do that combination on a bag,
right? Because it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, and it's just like it doesn't move. So I have to like keep adjusting, like shifting backwards to like do multiple kicks at once. So when Brian said that he wanted to like do kicking pads, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm like, yeah, I want to kick.
Well, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Like I needed this talk. I probably needed this more than you. So thank you so much. Before every podcast, I always do a freestyle.
Okay.
I don't know if you freestyle.
No, not me. Not me.
So I'll do the freestyle, and that's how we're gonna end the show. Okay. So this beat was sent to me by one of my friends.
Okay.
His name is Justin, he goes by More 3 William. So we'll see how it sounds. And again, thank you for coming
Thank
by.
you for having me on. This is great.
Hey, Mo Woods, turn me up.
Shout outs More Woods. Shout outs Andra. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. 1, 2. It don't even matter what cards were dealt, as long as you try to feel yourself. Yeah, you gotta go and try to test it all. I don't know, but yo, I don't wanna fall. Yeah, we just saw her journey. We saw things turning. Yeah, every day I'm learning. But that's how life gotta be. Yeah, thank you for being right here with me. I just gotta go see, change my degree. I gotta go pray to the G.O.D. I gotta go see more within me. Thank you for all that, and I hope you come back later on whenever you want. But let me go and just get it on like, hey, it's a new day. Hey, it's a new day. Thank you for being right here. Mrs. Andra, unstoppable, doing this like this. And that's the end of the show, y'all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here.
That was great. That was awesome. I could not do that.
Do you have anything to say before?
Just thank you for the opportunity to come out here. Again, you're helping my journey, pushing me out of my comfort zone. And this is a really cool thing that you do. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And please, y'all, spread love. And most of all, love each other.